thanks so much for joining me. It's always great to hang out, talk about art, go over technique together. Today we're going to do a little black and white portrait of Audrey Hepburn. Very exciting. We're going to do it from the very beginning to the end. So the people over at Inspire Paint were nice enough to send me some free samples of their paint, and they asked me if I would do a review. Now, I'm not paid for this review, and this is my opportunity to show a new material to everybody and see if I like it and whether or not I could recommend it to you guys. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, you want to go ahead and hit that little bell icon. That little bell icon is going to alert you when new videos are coming out, so you won't miss any of the art lessons that I do. I do art lessons on this channel in pastel, in airbrush, in pencil with white pastel. I also do tech gear for artists and advice for artists. So if you are an artist, an art student, or even an artist that wants to know more technique, this is definitely the channel to subscribe and get notifications for. So let's go on to the video. After a carefully done line drawing, I established the underpainting using Higgins Waterproof India ink. This ratio is 3 eyedrops of ink and 2 full eyedroppers of water. Remember that an underpainting must be several values lighter than the finished painting, since the subsequent layers will darken everything. The background is covered with clear Frisket film. This will create beautiful contours when I remove the Frisket film at the end of the painting process. Since the ink is very thin, I have my airbrush at about 18 psi and detail is very easy to achieve. In the early stages of the underpainting, it's best to establish some of the lighter areas with a variety of erasers and razor blade techniques. Now that the underpainting is done, I mixed the Inspire base white with some of the H2O reducer and just a little bit of water to cover the light areas of her face. Now for the midtones, I mixed the base white with the Inspire base black and a little tiny bit of golden high flow raw sienna to warm up the grays so it isn't too cold. As you can see, as I paint, I progressively look for the darker values, building up the dynamic range from light to dark. Now for the establishing of the darkest darks. The Inspire H2O paints flow beautifully.
I'm tired of these rules, they make me wait. By now I've met someone else and I want to dance, but I pretend that it's a friend and you still have a chance. You're probably confused, but that's the plan. Come over, come over.
The base black reduces very nicely. It enables a low PSI and very good detail.
I'm over here, you see. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I'm pretty sure you will ignore every move I make.
As you can see, I am refining the features, working from light to dark, larger forms to the smaller forms to create a solid but delicate portrait.
Come over, come over, come over to me.
So I removed the frisket film on the background, and as I promised earlier, look at those beautiful contours.
Never been so strong with anyone. Never been this sure I found the one. Never felt this safe with anyone. Finally found a place.
Skin texture is achieved through careful observation of the values and their borders to the shapes adjacent to them.
What is wrong? What's on your troubled mind? There's one thing I want you to know. All the days that we've been spending, I hope this dream is never ending. Oh, feels like a fairy tale. And all of me is filled with love.
I am very pleased with how well the Inspire Paint works with scratching techniques using the razor blade and erasers.
Like a fairy tale. If I will share my life with anyone, I really hope that you will be the one. But now I wonder what is wrong, what's on your troubled mind. There's one thing.
I am using the dark gray paint and the liner brush to finish some of those tight details.
Never ending, oh, feels like a fairy tale. And all of me is filled with love. You know you mean the world to me. Oh, feels like a fairy tale. Like a fairy tale. If you say you wanna leave me, you better make it quick. Believe me, if it's true, I will pack your bags for you. But if you ever change your mind, you know I won't be kind a second time around. When you're out of my life. All the days that we've been spending, I hope this dream is never ending. Oh, feels like a fairy tale. And all of me is filled with love.
So I really hope that you enjoyed this demonstration, the airbrush portrait of Audrey Hepburn using Inspire Paints. Once again, I do enjoy using Inspire Paints. I think they're a great product, and I definitely recommend them. Of course, I only did the black and white. Down the line, maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll actually go ahead and use their color. But I can actually say that their color paints have a very high saturation, and also when you thin them out, they don't lose saturation. So those are two very good qualities of these paints. So we are going to do some little small demonstrations, as well as part 5 of my painting the portrait in airbrush, and also some of the drawing demonstrations that I'm doing. So definitely stay tuned. Once again, it's always great to hang out, talk about art, and thank you so much for those of you who stopped by. I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves.
Never Never been so strong with anyone. Never been this sure.